Alright, this is proof of life for the Monster 130XE. Inside this 130XE we have an Ultimate 1 meg, we have an Ultimate Atari Video UAV, we have a Rapidus 65C816, we have the stereo TK2, which is a PS2 keyboard interface, as well as stereo pokies. The second pokey is a Pokey 1. We have a P-COVOX, which sits under the PIA. There is a Sophia 1280 DVI interface that sits under the GTIA, and then there is a VBXE, which sits underneath the Antic. So the Rapidus sits under the 6502C. Every primary chip in here has some expansion sitting underneath it, except for the Freddy, and the Freddy's got 3-4 wires attached to it for various upgrades. And the MMU and the OS chips have been removed, obviously, and socketed so that the Ultimate 1 meg works. Once you get this machine, you need to read like 10,000 things. There's going to be some manuals coming with it. Everything we produce, like the UAV, we don't produce the Sophia, but we do sell them, so we have a manual. And then, of course, the TK2 stereo. The real important thing about the TK2 stereo, it's probably primarily an installation manual, but why you need to RTFM is it's got a keyboard layout for everything that tells you the special keys and how to use them. First thing you need to do is go to FJC's Atari8.co.uk site and go to the firmware section and download his voluminous manual on the Ultimate 1 meg. He has written literally pages upon pages upon pages of outstanding information that would take me hours to reproduce and would be pale in comparison as to the information it presents. Now, on this machine, it has got everything known to humankind in it. Most of the heat is going to be right here. I don't know how you're going to set it up, but there needs to be a fan or some subarctic thing aimed at this. Or take it out and put it in a different case. But I know you don't want to do that. Whatever you do, I would aim a fan right at the back here, or right here actually, since there's vents in there. Maybe strap a fan, maybe a 2-inch fan right here, and wire it up. The other thing too is this is hooked to a USB-C power charger, so it's got about 3 amps going into it. Only 5 volts, but 3 amps, because you've got every upgrade in here. It's going to be drawing a lot of power. If you want it to be stable, give it all the power it needs. Alright? And you know, a USB-C 3 amp charger, you should be fine. Just get, if you don't have one, get a USB XE power cable and then a USB power supply. We sell these too, but you can get them other places. I've hooked up an Ultimate cart just so that we can see that in action. Now, the customer was okay with putting holes in his case, but I don't like putting holes in cases. So what I did is I told the customer that I would show them an option of it not being holes in cases. So what I've done is, this is the Sophia expansion. It's right here, hooked up to a cable. This is the VBXE DB9 right here. And then this is stereo via a 3.5mm jack, and then a PS2 keyboard output to this keyboard right over here. And I'm going to disconnect everything. I'm going to take the keyboard out, and I'm going to set this down for just a wee bit. Aim it right here so that I can show you how this looks with it not connected. Now, you can see here, I think this gives you the maximum flexibility. These are shrinked, so they're not going to be a problem in terms of shorting out. It gives you great access, if you don't knock over the camera, of course. Production value here at the Brewing Academy is great on the installs, not so much on the camera work. This is shrinked here too. It gives you your stereo input and your PS2 input, and then DB9. I can fix these into the case, but then you're going to have holes in the case. I think this gives you the most flexibility. Doesn't look too bad at all. You can put them up here if you want, like this. Made some double-sided tape, and then they'd all be there, and you'd have easy access. Completely up to you. There's some play in some of these cables, but I think that way it looks pretty good. Wow. See? And then this way, the entire back is unmolested and is as stock as it came to us. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to reconnect these here. I'm also going to connect an SIO to SD so you can see that the SIO is working fine. I'm going to connect composite and S-video, connect the Sophia DVI, connect the RGB, which is over here, and then the PS2 keyboard, and then this is what I'm using for where to go. It was just here. Just your standard mini plug. It's going to plug in here, and then it's plugged in right there, and then it goes just a standard cable for the composite, and then I've got this running to a cable that gives me the output. Okay? The only thing I haven't hooked up so far is the power cord. I'm going to hook that up now. And then I'm going to put this right here. So what you're going to see is that up there is going to be the composite. This down here will be Sophia, and this down here will be the VBXE. I'm going to just show you a couple of quick things, and then I'll put this online and you can see what's going on from there. Nope. Need to turn the TV on. Okay, so cartridges set up. We want to look at a couple of demos maybe. So let's do F, and we'll do the Atari Robot. Okay. You see Rapidus loading its cores because it's currently on. We'll shut it off in a second. You want to do another test? Let's say, let's load the in-store demonstration program. Okay, just your standard demonstration program. Okay, a little stereo action going on. Not really, because this isn't set for stereo. Now, a couple of key things that you want to remember. We want to get into the Ultimate BIOS menu. F12 is usually set for that. The default is to hold Help and then press Reset. That gets us in the BIOS. I'm going to re-enable Spartados because I had turned off. Stereo Pokey obviously is enabled. PBI BIOS is enabled or disabled. If you enable it, it's got to be set to 2, 4, 6, or 8, not 0, which is the default, because Rapidus is hard-coded for 0. SIO drivers only activated if the PBI driver is there. 65CX816 at 2.21 megahertz. These are opposite. S1 controls your Rapidus. If I turn this to, if I enter and turn it to enabled, that means it's actually disabled. right? That's a function of the logic in the Rapidus. That's not the Ultimate 1 meg, that's not the setup, it's how the Rapidus is set up. Okay? So we're going to disable it, and then I'm going to press B for boot. You notice we didn't get the Rapidus splash screen. Okay? It's not there. We're going to go back to the firmware menu. Still sees it. That's because if we go to here, we're going to boot, hold the inverse key. The inverse key on a reset or on a boot gets us to this menu. Right now, the primary CPU is set to the 65CX18. If we want to change that, again, enter to change, and we're going to go to Classic. We're going to hit Escape, save and exit. Okay, let's go to the Ultimate menu. Again, that's enabled, so it still sees that. Let's disable it. Okay. Now there's a couple of things. Enable it. And then power cycle it. Got to reset because it's now on a different OS. 6502. Okay. We are going to disable I like color 8. You can change it to whatever you'd like. Okay, we're going to go back into the menu. Change that to 2. Okay. So, all in all, fairly stable. Rapidus is Rapidus. Yeah, it's going to do what it's going to do. So, if you want me to put the holes in the case, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to, I'll wait to hear from you, but it's ready to ship up and pack out to you. Hope you enjoyed it.